Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey here, and today we're gonna do something I don't think we've ever done on this channel before. We're gonna reveal someone before we've watched them perform or got a clue package. That's right, we're gonna go through the clues, and we don't have pitch correct audio, but we're gonna go through and match up the voices for the lips. That's right, the lips that are right here. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. So as I said, we've never done something like this before. This is for Group C, who we haven't seen yet, and we don't know if we're actually seeing them on the 28th this week, because Tuesday will determine whether or not World Series, whether or not we'll get to see Group C either the 28th or the following week on the 4th. Now, because we haven't seen any clues or even had any kind of pitch correct audio, what we're doing right now really is a shot in the dark. The only clues we have so far is from the tease or the preseason clues, which, for those who don't know, the week before the show aired, Nick Cannon on a Sunday night, I think it was like at 8 p.m., kind of did like an introduction package where he kind of revealed every single costume. They gave like 3 or 4 little lines of maybe clues or just something to kind of play around. And that was it. There really was nothing to go off of. Now, what we normally do on this YouTube channel is this. We either wait for 1 or 2 episodes, we gather up all the clues, and then we go ahead and play around with the audio. For those who don't know, every single week we get these clue packages or the celebrity talking to the judges, and Fox is smart. They're like, look, the celebrity can't use the real talking voice or speaking voice to the judges or in the clue packages, because if they do, people are going to recognize the voice and they're going to be like, oh, I know who that is blank. So what do? They go ahead, they take that audio, they speed it up, they pitch it up, that way you have no idea who it is. Now, normally what I do on this channel is I take that audio, I slow it down, I pitch correct it, that way we can hear the real celebrity voice. Then we go to like our list of people who we think it could be, and we A, make sure the clues match up, and then B, we compare the voices. So if the voice is someone who has a female voice, we obviously eliminate all the men, or maybe it's a guy with a higher pitched voice, and we go through them and see, hey, well, these two have higher pitched voices, and then we kind of get our guesses from there. But because we really don't have any clues, we don't have any audio to pitch correct, we're kind of basing this off of the preseason clues, and they kind of gave us a tease a few days ago of the lips, and we saw a few things that kind of pointed out to be this person. Now, we're going to go through those clues we do have. If you're like me, you have them all typed up, ready to go. And the clues really aren't that much. Some of them are just kind of things that we kind of saw that they didn't really mention. Like, for example, she's always sitting during the episode. And she also was sitting during the rehearsal, which leads me to believe that this person can't be on their feet for very long. So the clues we have so far is, she says, if you want a hint about me, I own who I am. So someone who truly believes in what they say. She says, I know that my voice can go high, but my dishes go deep. So someone that digs into gossip. Blip says that she's trying to infiltrate the Masked Singer stage, but it's like breaking into a Las Vegas money vault. So obviously Las Vegas is highlighted for a reason. It has to be someone who maybe performs in Vegas, or maybe they could be from Vegas, who really knows? She says, I hope that I don't slip up, which could mean that maybe someone either said something wrong, which got them in trouble, or they tripped or fell on stage. As I said before, we also see this person always sitting in the rehearsal, during the performance. I actually believe she's carried on stage, so she's always sitting. Another thing is that if you looked at the tease package we had and you looked at her feet, it looks like Nick was putting on socks, or someone, maybe Men in Black, was putting on socks. She's not wearing shoes. It's almost like she's wearing some kind of sock slipper that matches her costume. So obviously this is someone that can't really walk in regular either high heels or in shoes. On top of that, the only thing I kind of want to joke around with is during the preview episode, at least a preview for the episode, Jen says to the lips, who's actually cuddling with Nick, she says, it looks like she's getting frisky with Nick, which would believe, at least lead us to believe, that this person knows Nick Cannon very well. Let's go ahead and dive into our guesses. The main thing that kind of stood out to me, and when I heard this, I was like, oh my God, I know who that is. It was this audio right here. Now, doing what I do, I figured I know that laugh. I know that voice, and to me it sounds like this one right here. And you know who that is? I think it's Wendy Williams. That's right. Now, we don't have audio to match it except for that laugh, which we could do right now. And that does sound like her, but let's dive through these clues, and I have some additional clues and notes that also point to her. When it goes into, if you want to know who I am, I own who I am, well, she obviously does. Everything she says, and she says that multiple times, that when she says things, she stands behind them, and she likes to gossip a lot on her show, and I mean, that's quite obvious. It really is really all gossip throughout her entire show, which actually makes it really interesting to watch. She says that I know my voice can go high, but my dishes go deep, which she does do a lot of digs into people. But I think that this might relate to her 2013 role on the Broadway show Chicago. Chicago is known for their deep dish pizza, so that goes hand in hand. She says, I hope that I don't slip up. I feel like this references her October 31st, 2017 episode where she actually fainted and fell on stage. So slipping, tripping, sort of the same thing. We see this performer always sitting. We do know that she always sits on her show. And there's a reason behind it. It's a sad reason. She has Graves' disease, which really affects the way she keeps balance. But actually, that's why they say she fell on stage, because of overheating and because of her disease. And she actually took off a lot of time off of work. Actually, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks on hiatus, where she had guest hosts come on stage, and we'll bring that back up in a second. So when we do see her backstage rehearsing, when we do see her on stage singing, she's always sitting. That makes sense. On her show, she also doesn't wear regular shoes. They actually purposely cut her shoes out because when she walks, she either wears slippers or a comfortable kind of sneakers. So there's another clue that matches up. And the other thing about Graves' disease is that it kind of makes you unbalanced a lot. And we do see a clip of her being walked on and off stage. It's pointing to be Wendy. The next clue, she talked about infiltrating the Masked Singer. It's like going through a vault in Las Vegas. The thing that I can find that ties into her is that for her 50th birthday, her bucket list was to do some kind of stand-up. And so she did it in Las Vegas, and she sold out the crowd. She unexpectedly did it. She didn't realize it was going to happen. She did it. She loved it. She wound up going back a few months later and sold out that crowd too. So that's where your Las Vegas clue cuts in. To me, another really, really big clue was Jenny saying that she's getting frisky. Not her, but the Lips is getting frisky with Nick. Remember how I mentioned that she took a hiatus from her show and had a couple guest hosts come on? It turns out one of them was Nick Cannon. That's right. And what better way to go ahead and get on The Masked Singer, which Nick Cannon executive produces, than to say, hey, Nick, you know, you were on my show. Can I be on yours? Now, there are a few other little hints there that I wanted to bring up. In the preview episode, Nick did mention that the Lips, that's their signature. That's why they actually picked that costume. We do know that Wendy Williams does do a lot of kind of designs with lips. I mean, her coffee mug actually has lips on it. Check it out. And the last clue, which I guess a lot of you guys aren't going to consider this clues, I do because I really pay attention to the master list. For those who don't remember, in the beginning of the season, Nick Cannon gave us this master list of how many people performed in the Super Bowl, how many Olympic medals, how many Grammys, so on and so forth. And for episodes of television, he gave this massive number. It was 5,475 episodes of TV. And we're like, my God, whoever that is has to be a host of a TV show, because if you're doing a show at least 5 days a week for 30 weeks out of the year, that's how those episodes add up. And my math says that Wendy has done 3,123 episodes so far. Now, I only counted the episodes up until March because that's kind of when they stopped doing the clue packages. As far as I know, doing the research for the clue packages, and then the shows kind of died down. She went off air, like everyone else went off air, and so they're not going to count that. So that's a massive chunk out of those episodes. Now, anyway, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section. I know it's strange to go ahead and put a guest together before we have an episode, but the lips, even here, even in this photo, she's not even wearing shoes. It's got to be Wendy. Hey, if I'm right, you better make sure you're subscribed, you like all my videos, because I'm really putting this one out there. Anyway, I'm Joey. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully the Dodgers win so that we don't go to Game 7. I'm Joey. I'll see you later. Bye.